Hello everyone, welcome to Simple Life. And today I'm so excited to introduce to a beautiful human being whom I met by chance, I would say. It was all about life when we try to project in Simple Life and show you life in a different perspective. And today, the life learnings, what I've always learned and studied from the languages and the people of other and my own experiences. And I am blessed and so much gratitude to the divine. I crossed a path with such a woman who was actually living this lesson of life herself. And the lesson which I'm going to talk about today, I learned is intentions. It is said like if you have a good heart and good intention, the universe is going to deliver to you whatever you want in life, and this woman is actually living that thing. Although she herself never knew what she was doing was beautiful intentions, she didn't realize, and only when she met us in Simple Life she realized, okay, this is my story, I was not knowing it. So I said that is why you're so humble and so grounded, that everything what you have desired in your life has been delivered to you. And kudos to her. And I'm going to introduce this beautiful person a different andas today. Aruna Das, I found her really bindas. So therefore, I'm going to introduce her in this different andas. Welcome, Aruna Das, to Simple Life.
Hello. Hello, good evening. Such a pleasure to see you, online.
it's
Absolute pleasure.
so I just wanted you to tell us first what exactly is your profession.
Sure, sure. So I don a lot of hats, okay? I'm a transformation partner to individuals and corporates. I help them be or rather become a better version of themselves, or rather the best version of themselves, right? So I've worked with okay, let me first tell you what is it that I do. I'm an image consultant, I'm a corporate trainer, I'm a posh enabler, I'm a life coach, and I'm also an NLP practitioner. Okay, I've worked across sectors, be it manufacturing, be it pharma, be it retail, you name it, banking, you name it, and I have worked with them. The age group that I work with kids as young as 8 to people who are as old as 65. Okay, so 8-year-old kids to 65-year-old adults. So that's the age group that I work with. I also work with schools, I work with colleges. I do a lot of sessions on prevention of sexual harassment, even in colleges as well as corporates. So that is my purpose, right? The first few things that I said is my passion, is what I love doing also for a living. Right. And POXO is another thing that I work with in terms of schools, which is protection of child sexual offenses. So that's, as a mother, that's a topic which is very close to my heart. You never know, you cannot trust people, right? I mean, the kind of generation that we are moving in today, or the kind of living that we have today, it's very difficult to trust people, and you never know how it will impact kids. So that's another training that I do. When it comes to corporates, I work with very senior leaders in the industry. I've worked across, what do you say, sectors, right? Also at different levels, right? From junior executives to very senior executives. And like last couple of years, I have been focusing mainly on senior executives and politicians and celebrities. So that's the profile. That's what I do for a living.
So bang on, I would say so many things in a basket for a person. How do you feel about it? I mean, this is, I'm taken aback because even something which resonated to with my profile also, even I'm doing life coaching and NLP and everything, but it is like coming one after the other, she's doing this, leaving no stone unturned, delivering everything to every person. It's not gender biasness. You're doing it right from the 8-year-old child to 65-year-old
Right.
person also.
Yes,
Awesome,
yes.
Aruna. Awesome.
It's
This was
not
really,
boring.
really beautiful.
Yeah.
And the best part which came out was, again, about life. It is that passion in you which turned into your purpose, which propelled you to do so much in your life.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
I'm
Very well
sure
said.
a lot of
Yes,
many things and more is coming your way, more of learnings and more of delivering from your end, people getting
thank you
affected
so
from
much.
your, whatever you share with them. So that really helps them. So
Thank
now
you.
this is something which always comes to my mind because, when I think about to myself, that purpose, what you just talk about in your passion you had, your purpose was there. So this thing was there from day one because I discovered the purpose of my life very late in my life. Very late. So it's not been long, but 4 years back when I started. So I know how the life starts transforming. So was this your job from the beginning? This is what you have been doing right from the beginning?
No, So I worked with Deloitte Consulting and Accenture. Then I took a break for my little one. I was on a sabbatical. And after that, I started this in 2012. So I did some amount of work with the corporates too. So yeah, not the first job.
Okay, so now that is again coming to the part, from a corporate world to a really different world, because the career, what you just, you discussed with us, you shared your professional journey. So this was, what made you choose that profession? Because you could have gone back to after sabbatical to the corporate. So what inspired you to do that thing?
Wow. So it's going to be a long answer. I hope that's okay.
We are on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I took a sabbatical for some time, right? And I did that for my son. I was very, very, very sure that I don't want to get back to the corporate world. I didn't want to do a 9 to 9 or a 9 to 12. These days it's not even 9 to 9, it's a 9 to 12 job, right? I was very sure I didn't want to do that. And during my sabbatical, I thoroughly enjoyed motherhood. I absolutely loved what I was doing. Then came in the identity crisis. Okay. My husband, even then, he was a senior leader, and we used to have parties even after our son was born. Like Friday nights, it's like 9, 10 se shuru party. It used to go until 5, 6 in the morning. So I enjoyed all of that. But with these parties also came a lot of his friends, peer group, his bosses. And there was this one question. So what do you do? And I was happy saying that, I'm a homemaker, but somewhere something kept telling me, yeah, is this what I want to do? Yeah. And that's when this whole evaluation started. I started evaluating a lot of industries, a lot of different options. I looked at restaurants, I looked at boutiques, I looked at so many different options. But you know what, Leena, somehow something didn't click. I i wasn't happy. And in 2012, we used to have these ads that used to keep coming up on Times of India and Ascent of Image Consulting Business Institute, ICBI. And that's when my husband kept telling me, hey, you know what, I think we should go for their orientation program. And okay, by the way, he was my boss. Okay, so he really knows how I work. so so he told me that we should look at this option. I will set this business for you, or I can buy this franchisee for you, and then you can start working with them. I said, great. So we went for an orientation program, and I don't know, somehow I felt that this is it. This is what I want to do. And for my luck, when I asked them, do you have a franchisee model? They said, no, at this point in time, we are not giving franchisee model in Chennai. So I was a little disappointed that there was something which connected me to the whole program, orientation program, that Mr. Agarwal, who is the managing director of ICBI, when he did that, there was something that clicked. And I was a little disappointed when he said that, no, we're not looking at a franchise at this point in time. And but something kept telling me that this is it, right? And while leaving, the city had walked up to me and she said that, you know what, Aruna, I think that you will fit the bill perfectly. This is what you should do. And Leena, I couldn't sleep that night. That night, I kept twisting and turning. And next day in the morning, I told my husband, you know what? I'm ready to do this course. I want to do this course. And he agreed. He said, I really feel this is tailor-made for you.
Okay.
So that's how, the journey started. Now, getting back to your question, right? Why from, a corporate world to this profession? When I was planning the second innings or the second coming, I didn't want to, just do a job. I wanted to do something wherein there is meaning to my life. There is a purpose. I wanted to live that purpose. So that's why this profession. That's why I chose this.
Right. So it was that was your inner calling, I must say, at that point of time.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. I really think that was my inner calling, or I believe rather that that is my inner calling. The reason being, like even today's Sunday, right? And we are having this interview, and I'm happy doing this, right? Yesterday, I was working almost till 11 o'clock in the night. So even if it is Saturday or Sunday, you ask me to do a session at 6 in the morning, I am active. I'm living my life. I'm not working. I'm just living it up. So I really think that it is definitely a calling. And you know what? Image consulting is a natural extension of who I am as a person. So I think it is definitely an inner
You
calling.
count yourself blessed in that case because you're loving like your life and living your life, your purpose completely and fully. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's so
Yes,
beautiful.
yes,
That's so
yes, yes.
beautiful.
Touch wood. Yes, yes, I am. Thank you so much.
So this was or the goody part. I would say if somebody hears it, wow, she's blessed. I'm sure that feeling might come. But I'm sure everyone has some fear or something in their life. So did you ever had that kind of fear, which you reflect back and you feel like, yeah, I really have some fear in my life, and you overcame, and how did it help you?
Wow, a lot of fear. Okay. There's something that comes up my mind when you ask this question is the so see, I knew that I wanted to do this course and I wanted to take this up as a career. But irony, I had the fear of public speaking. Okay, so we used to.
If someone listens to that, I want everybody who's listening, Aruna Das is telling she has a public fear and who's
Yes, I
addressing,
did.
I don't know, hundreds and thousands of people at one go, and she's telling she had public fear. So
Yes,
takeaways to be taken up,
absolutely.
what helped her to overcome
Yes,
that fear.
yes. So 2012. So during the course of this, I mean, during the course that I attended, we had assessments on public speaking and presentation skills. Okay, as part of our soft skills training. And so I said, "Jab hoga, tab hoga." I will face my fears, right? And I had to face it right during the course, like in 3-4 months. So we had this assessment wherein we were supposed to prepare for public speaking and presentation skills, and we had this trainer who is my idol, who I look up to, who's someone who I absolutely love, and I owe this completely to her. Who I am today, I owe a lot to her for this. Okay, so we had this assessment, and she said. So it was my turn, and I walked up to the stage rather in the class, and she said, "Go on with your topic." And I started speaking for a good 2 minutes, and I froze. Leena, I completely froze. I didn't know what to say. Okay, so this was like the trial. This is not the proper assessment. This is just a trial before we do the main assessment. So I just froze. I didn't know what to say. And my trainer was packing her bags, and she just looked at me and she said, "You know what? I thought you fell down. You just crashed." It was I don't know what happened after that. I was very upset. So on my way back, so she used to come from Bangalore. On my way back, I called her. I said, Suchita, I'm really sorry that, I disappointed you. She said, absolutely, you did. So we were a batch of 10, and she said, I thought you would be the best among the 10, because she was very fond of me, and I had that equal respect for her. That's it. That just changed. I said nothing doing. For me, it was not about proving a point to myself. It was, proving a point to her that she had the bet on the right horse, right? For me, it was more about that. It wasn't about proving a point to myself. And I prepared and prepared. The next week I had my assessment, and I had a 5 on 5 across, be it public speaking or presentation skills. And there was no looking back after that. So this is when I was doing my course, right? My first client was a 75 numbered corporate, wherein I was supposed to talk to 75 people. And Leena, there were senior leaders sitting through my session. And ICBI, the then coordinator there, she told me, "We're very sure you can do it." Again, I had to face my fears. I said, okay. And I did. And that was a very good session. So after that, these two incidents, there has been no looking back in my life. And today, I speak to 500,000 people in an auditorium, and I have absolutely no qualms doing that.
Bang on. I think, Aruna, the what you just told right now. Had anybody else be there, I'm not talking about generally when the people face such fears, you took on, and the person who inspired you the most, the words really kind of motivated you.
Absolutely.
It became the point that yes, if someone has so much of trust in me, then let me work on myself. That was one beautiful thing that you headed onwards in your journey. And rather than there were other obstacles, but again as you told, that you kept on moving forward. You
Yeah,
you never
yeah.
looked back after that. So
Yeah, yeah.
this is one point I would like people who are watching this thing. Life is like this only. It's never, when people take up think of success, they think zoom, it goes like this, but it's never like that. It's always having spiral thing, so it
Absolutely.
downfalls, it like something of the kind. It's all up to us how we take life to be. Life is normal, it's always a simple life. It's how we want to entangle ourselves, or we want to carry on in a smooth path. And you set a very good example in this thing, how you took life like this. I don't know, that kind of mindset was always there or not, I don't know. And I'm coming to one statement of yours. I heard you saying once, I had no struggles in life.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
this is a very big statement to say. Now,
Yeah.
because I remember when we contacted for the first time and we were talking about life stories, and the first thing you said, Leena, I don't know whether the story inspires you, because I had no struggles in my life. That was a catch point for me. This bandi mein to koi baat hai. She's in that.
I'll tell you the reason. Yeah, I'll tell you the
He's
reason why
telling
I
me
said
no
that.
struggles in life, something to catch on now. So what
Yes.
do you want to say by that thing, that you had no struggles in your life?
Uh, there have been ups and downs, but I have not had struggles. I've faced a lot of my fears. So if you would want to call that a struggle, maybe, but I enjoyed facing those fears. It is so liberating. It's such a beautiful feeling when you face those fears. And touch wood, God's grace, I think I didn't face struggles because i I was somebody who used to always ask. And God's grace, I've had beautiful mentors. I've had amazing mentors who always stood by me, who always showed me the path. And maybe that is the reason I didn't have struggles. There was a lot of hard work, a lot of research, a lot of hard work, a lot of facing my fears. Who I am today is not who I was even 10 years back, right? That's because I kept facing my fears. So struggles as such, I don't know, but fears, yes, I definitely faced my fears. And it was all because of my mentors who stood by me and who believed in me. And again, right, when someone believes in you so much, you really don't want to put them down. You want to stand up to their expectations. So I just kept going and moving forward.
Okay. So, what you are saying, there's a beautiful lesson in life about that thing. Yes, there are no struggles in life. Even I believe in that thing. And you have turned it. Your mindset was such that, I don't know, you had that program mindset, I would say initially, that you took it as, fears which you have to overcome. That is it. And the mentors you're talking about who helped you, again, which whom you're attributing to, whatever, giving credit rather, I would say, definitely they help. But there is a reason behind. I would like people to understand this thing. If you perceive a situation in life like this, that if you say there are struggles, so what is happening? The energies, the vibes you're sending out to the universe is telling you, yes, you have struggles. But here, Aruna is telling she always had a mindset that she had no struggles in life. So the vibe what she was sending to the universe, that, and she was always constantly facing the fears of hers, overcoming that is why those mentors who has held her, as she's saying, in the journey appeared. The kind of energies you're sending to the universe, those kind of energies, and that kind of help you'll be attracting. Maybe I would say Aruna was not at all aware of when she's living that kind of life at that time, all those things. But why I'm
Absolutely.
highlighting this thing is because life is like this. Life is always simple. You have to understand what intentions you're sending to the universe. Those kind of answers you will get, and even anyone can live that such kind of life, such a beautiful life. That's what the intention is for Aruna also, where she's working. The intention is working, and that is why she's able to overcome fear also, because of that reason, because her intention is very clear. And same thing what I am also telling through Simple Life to all of you, keep your intentions good, and keep your intention, because you're going to attract those kind of energies in your life. If you want to attract right
Absolutely.
people at the right time, they will appear to you, and then you will also feel like that life is simple, and keep on going and keep
Absolutely.
facing your fears.
Very
Thank
well said. And Lina, just to add on to what you said, over the years, there's another thing that I have started doing is if I feel a negative vibe, I keep that vibe or those people aside. I mean, I'm not saying cut people out completely, but if that affects your mind, I think it's important to have a close circle wherein you're more positive, because then you are focused. Then you just want to, they say you're an average of 5 people, right? So, yeah, I completely agree to what you just said. Very true. Very, very true. The vibes and the intentions really matter.
Okay. So this is going to be a very favorite question of mine, which Aruna didn't tell me about this. Let me tell you, in the first meeting, I never knew her story. She just told me about a professional word. I would like people to know this who are hearing this. This female is so grounded. She hid this thing in her story from me, but somehow I think my intentions were also clear, and I don't know why I got connected to her. I thought there is something bigger than only this picture of hers, because for people it may seem it's just success and failures. Let me tell you that Aruna tonsured her hair once in her life. So I'm not going to reveal everything myself. She's here. So I want her to, tell us about that phase of her life when she tonsured her head rather than hair. I'm sorry, tonsured her head. What was the reason behind?
Wow. Uh,
I'm catching
it's
on you. Your secrets out.
yes, absolutely. So again, instincts, right? Something deep within kept telling me you should do this. You should tonsure your head. So we were planning, or rather, we had planned our trip to Tirupati, and just before that, a week before that, again, I couldn't sleep in the nights. I kept contemplating. I wanted to, tonsure my head, and I wasn't sure if I should or shouldn't, or I had too many questions in my mind. It was just a feeling at that point in time that I want to tonsure my head, but there's a story behind that. So while conducting sessions, in one of the sessions, there was this lady who I met who had tied, a scarf, and she was gleaming. I said, you're beautiful. Why is it that you've put that scarf? Remove that scarf. So she looked up to me and she was a cancer patient, by the way. She looked up to me and she said, "Ma'am, you have beautiful hair. You can afford to say that, but I'm not comfortable." Then I just left it at that. But that was also there at the subconscious mind, that how is it that she would have felt when she did that. And of course, the whole Tirupati angle to it, I really wanted to do it. So that's when I decided to go ahead and tonsure my head. However, I had to, of course, ask my family. There are four important people in my life. Three of them agreed, and I knew one person wouldn't, right? And I will tell you who the person is. So first, I went, of course, to my husband, because he's the one who is accessible. I asked
There
him, "So
was
what do
an
you think?"
apprehension before that. Asking the question, were there apprehensions?
No, no. So my husband and I are more best friends, and more. I believe I'm more an extension of him, and we're more best friends than having that conventional husband-wife relationship, right? So I went up to him and I said, "Hey, you know what? I want to do this. What do you think?" He said, "Okay. Are you sure of that?" I said, "Yes." So then go ahead, do it. I said, "Great." Then on the day,
But
on
your
the
husband
day
telling a wife, go and get it done. It's okay. Those who are listening, I don't know how many of people can think that kind of answer can come from their husband. I'm not, telling them and asking them, please go and get your head torture. No, no, it's not that kind of promotion. There's a reason behind. But yes, that's a beautiful support from the husband, I would say.
Absolutely. He has always been the pillar in my life. And, so I'm touchwood blessed even in that area. So then I spoke to on the day of when I decided to tonsure my head, we were in Tirupati. I called my father and I said, "You know what? I want to do this." And I had an apprehension talking to my father. I'll tell you why. I had hair up till my knee during my college days, and my father loved my hair. Okay, he absolutely loved my hair. And I asked him, "Will you be okay if I do this?" So the only thing he asked me is, "What is it that, they call my husband Deepu at home. So what is it that Deepu said?" I said, he said, "If you want to do it, do it." And then my father said, "If he is okay, I am okay. You go ahead and do it." So then, I mean, I had tears in my eyes. I didn't know that my father would, support this whole cause.
So
And
what
then I
was
told
the
my
feeling at
father,
that time, jumping
I had,
at the top of the mountain?
I was very happy. I was really touched. In fact, I cried because I've always been like this, a pampered child. My father, till I got married, was always very, very protective about me, very protective about me. So I wasn't sure if he will accept it. But then he said, go ahead, do it. And the third person, and another very important person, my little one, my son. I said, Adi, will you be okay with mama doing something like this? He said, wow, you'll actually look good. You should. I said, not bad. I never expected my son to say something like that.
Right.
The only person who wasn't happy about this whole thing is my mother. Okay. There is a reason to it. Okay. She is someone who was equally bold. She had tonsured her head in Tirupati as well in I think 2012. Yeah. So it is not about tonsuring my head. That year was my brother's wedding. So
Oh.
this whole beauty element, right? You have to have long hair, gajra lagao, bindi lagao, you look lovely. And of course, groom ki behan ho, so you need to look good, all those factors, right? So she was a little upset. I didn't tell her before doing it. I just went, I tonsured my head and I sent a picture. And when I called her, I heard her crying on the phone. She said, why did you do this? You shouldn't have done it this year. You should have done it after your brother's wedding. But then she understood. I said, it was a feeling which was very strong and I couldn't stop it. I wouldn't be truthful to myself, right? So for me, being truthful to myself is very, very important. And I explained that to her, and then she understood, and then she was fine. And during my brother's wedding, I flaunted a boy cut, and everybody was happy. They said, in fact, today people tell me you look great in the boy cut that you had those days. I was like, okay. So that's been this whole, tonsuring story.
Um, Aruna, I don't know. I don't have, I just think I feel short of words now. Although I dug your story and found out, I would like to share something to the people and who are viewing this. I've never done this in meeting, but I'm compelled to do that. I think that's my calling for some reasons.
Sure,
I'm going to do that
sure,
thing. So just give me a minute.
sure. Oh,
So I'm just trying to show
yes.
something. Yeah, I managed to do something with that photos. Now, this is the women you're seeing, guys, and the other one is also Aruna. At Simple Life, I was always studying life and in a spiritual context. Can you think of a person who's so beautiful with hair and doesn't think of, doesn't care for the beauty just because of that calling inside which she had? And I'm sure I'll come to that question to Aruna also after this. How did she feel about that thing? Because only she can answer well. But yes, this is the second person. You see the comparison. This is not only a very small thing to do. I'm not inspiring people to do that step because every person is a different calling. She had it. And the one thing is there, why, if you heard the whole story here, her family also supported again because her calling was very genuine. It was not something that she wanted to let go of some burdens or baggages of her life. It was something inside to empathize with a person, which was the major reason which came up in the story also. Although she had subconsciously, sometimes she might have thought of it, but then what was the right point where she felt like, no, I want to feel the life. How does it seems to be living a person with a and without having any hair? And the best part is what she told me. She never carried any scarf. She never covered her
Yeah,
head after. Yeah,
I didn't.
this is
Yes.
something really really beautiful. And let me tell you, Aruna, I'm going to take a close up of this. I'm going to show
Sure.
you. Yeah, this is it. And this is the aura which is reflecting. I would say to any person who's walking on this path in the life journey, the whole universe unites. They all unite together to help you. And if your intention is so beautiful. And now Aruna will kill me if I keep praising her. She's very humble. She doesn't like her praises. She's told me that thing. But I'm going to give you a surprise. why I'm talking about the intention has a lot of people will be helped and how the help comes to you, how the husband supported her. Now, you people may say that they were best friends, but there was another reason. She said that she also asked her father, who was in love with her hair. The answer came yes. And then the son, the son is someone like, how old was your son, Aruna, at that time when you asked him this question? When you
He would have been 10 years. Yeah, he was 10 years old.
10 years old. A 10-year-old child was not at all bothered what the school kids or the society kids would tell your mother is looking like that. Those kind of, because it's almost pre-teens age, right? Children
Yeah,
are
yeah.
conscious, right? They want their children because they want their mothers to look good and all those things when they're walking along with them, the family. So how come all these things were happening in our life? I'll tell you how the universe supports her. This is just look at this picture. So let me tell you guys, it was not only Aruna, the family supported in one bond. They were, these are the best souls I've ever come across. For Aruna's intention, not only Aruna, but her husband as well as her son got their head tonsured, So this is how the universe supports. And look at the smiling faces. Can you see anything? Anyone? I want people to comment on that thing. I would like to hear your views on that thing. Can you see any frown or something? Look at the glow, if you can make out, because that's what my eyes were. There's a glow, there is happiness, and these are blessed souls, and we are blessed to have such people in our life who are helping people. So moving on to you now, Aruna.
My God, you've got me emotional.
Yeah, I know after the interview you will tell me, Leena, I'll tell you what were you speaking,
Absolutely not. No, no, no. It's
So I
it's
want
it's
to
fine. I think it's absolutely. I've never hidden my emotions, and I don't think there's anything wrong in, yeah, being emotional.
so
Yeah, why not?
you know what, Aruna, I think we all connect by God's grace. What I
Yes.
saw in your story, I want to unfold the story to the world which you were hiding. I want people to live this life. It's not that you become an inspiration. You're setting footprints for others. You see, you are not aware of it. It inspired me, it inspired my soul that this story has to come out in a beautiful form. So I am doing all my, what I'm doing nothing. In fact, I would say that credit goes to the divine. He's just getting things done through me. That's all I always say. So no credits to me. So I want to know on touch on that. Sorry, I never wanted to, get you into that zone, but
No, no, not at all. It's a beautiful. It has been a beautiful journey, and today I'm actually thanking God for a family like this, wherein my husband and son are supporting me. My parents are supporting, and I think it's gratitude. So it is khushi ke aasu, like they say. I am an
no,
emotional
not you.
person.
You must be. You might not be aware. Also, there might be a lot of people who might be supporting you. In your
Yes.
professional life, everywhere. I mean, some of you, you know that, but somewhere, you're somewhere down the line, you're leaving an impact on someone's life. That is for sure. And the prayers and the blessings are coming to you. The kind of work you're doing.
Thank you
So,
so much.
how did it feel? Aruna, after that phase of when you got your head tonsured, how did it feel?
Uh, it was a very liberating feeling. Okay, for me personally, it was a very, very liberating feeling. I was, I don't know, I mean, it was a very different aura that I could sense that aura, right? So in one of the trainings, in a manufacturing company where I've been working with them for 3 years, I mean, those days, right? uh, then I shared the journey with them. I'm a regular trainer at them at their place, so they kind of know me. So when I did the training program, they asked me, "So how come this whole head tonsuring thing happened?" And I shared my story, and I had a standing ovation, uh, you know, at that point in time, and I was touched. So there were people around me who there was a lot of respect. One. And even my one-on-one consulting sessions were far more powerful because a lot of my clients told me that they feel as if they're talking to a monk. So for me,
Wow.
I thought that was like the biggest compliment that you can ever get from your clients. So I think that was a very, very powerful feeling, very, very nice feeling at that point in time. I can't explain it in words, but I could feel the glow. I could feel that transparency on my face. So it was a beautiful.
So,
Beautiful.
can we say that it was a kind of awakening time for you where you sense everything?
Yes, absolutely. And see, the thing is, being an image consultant, our image also means a lot. And
Yes.
for us, for a person like me to go and answer my head at that point in time, I just went by my instincts. I just felt I should do it and I did it. And I also set an example for a lot of people that, your hair, your skin, all that is important, but that shouldn't be defining you, right? What is so I felt that there was a lot of inner and outer congruency during that time, and I think that was a message I also gave people, right? And I also sent the picture to this lady, and she had tears in her eyes. I went on a video call after that. She had tears in her eyes, and she said, I don't think anybody would have done this, right? So I said, it was for more than you, it was for me, it was for myself to figure out that how is it that you felt, and I know what it means, right? So, yeah.
So, I think it's kind of a soul connection when you said that one-on-one your interactions, your whatever sessions you were taking were impactful, became more
Yeah,
impactful. So
very impactful.
that was a soul's connection, and it was, if someone complimented that you felt like that they're speaking to a monk. So I could sense that thing. I could feel what the person intended,
Um, yeah.
because
I'm losing you. Just a second. I didn't get the question. Can you ask it again?
now, does the identity matters to you after coming a long way?
Uh okay. Identity, I mean, yeah, it is important, but I don't think it's the whole purpose now. The purpose has changed, right? When I started this journey, it was more about proving a point to a lot of people also. Of course, identity crisis was there, but it was also about proving a point to a lot of people that I can also do something in life.
Yes.
But now I'm over it. It's just out of, it's just there. I mean, identity is there, but it's not the most important factor in my life today. It's more about living my purpose. It is about bringing in that change in people's life. So that is what is more important for me than the whole identity.
So did that change came after you got your hair torn short?
um wow, now when I connect, yes, I guess so. Yes,
Okay.
yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I had a
Because,
reason asking
yeah,
you.
sorry, yeah.
So it was because I have experienced that phase in my life, and I have met few people who have that thing. So I had that connect. When you give the best thing, the possession, what you have, when you let go of everything in your life, I don't think so. That liberation, what you said, I think it's freedom. And the freedom is not in terms of freedom from the rest of the people who are holding you. It's freedom from all inner fears, whatever things, there are a lot of conditioning which we all have. Those conditioning, those layers were unlayered. And that's where a new Aruna was born, I believe.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for actually sharing that. Right. So now when you're speaking, I'm able to connect. And you're right. This a lot changed after 2017. I think it could also be that there's this feeling, इससे ज़्यादा क्या, right? You've given your hair, and I think as be it in a personal life or in a professional life, that is such an important factor in your life, right? So
So yeah, because
thanks for
when we
that
talk
for me.
about purpose, when we talk about basically passion, it is me oriented. You have to achieve things. Purpose is still aligned. A lot of people are doing it, but what your phase, I want people to reflect. A purpose. Those who are truly living on purpose is good. I think that part uh, got Aruna back and not disconnected from the physical world. I would say in that case, when you are working, purpose is something which is um, inner calling, but then again there has to be no me in it. When we work on a
Absolutely.
purpose, there has to be we in it. It's working for others rather than me in it. And the life flows, and it just flows through you. You never know what comes up. And I think um, uh, Aruna is one of the best source of inspiration and motivation for a lot of people. Those people who have she has been coaching, and those who are hearing, if can take the takeaways. I would like Aruna, you in your own life, you have been very inspiring and motivating, right? Now, what life lessons you would like? to leave
Mm.
for people who are listening today? Your life lessons.
Sure, sure. Um, I'll start with the entrepreneurial journey. Okay. I always believe that people shouldn't run behind money. Money is important. Okay. Whatever you choose as a career, money is important, but it shouldn't be the prime focus of why you're doing something. Whatever you're doing, given your 200%, and money will follow. Of course, we're not doing charity, it is important, but don't have that as the prime focus and you will be successful. So that's one thing. Second, on your journey upwards, when you're climbing the ladder of success, there will be enough and more people who will try to discourage you from doing what you want to do. I'm not saying don't take feedback seriously, but the ones who discourage you, give them a deaf ear. Focus on what you want to do, and you will definitely go ahead in life. Right. So these are two very important things in my life that's changed my life, and yeah, there's not been any looking back.
Beautiful lessons, life lessons and learnings, I believe, because I completely resonate with both of the lessons and learnings which you have shared. Number one, if you're on your calling for life and what you're doing for others, money will follow you. You never have to chase money. You have just to, focus. Second thing is work on the values, work on making a difference in the lives of others. Rest will fall in place. That's for sure.
Absolutely. There were two more things that while talking and while you were just explaining, I just remembered. Another thing is ask. If you think you need help, ask for help. During your entrepreneurial journey, a lot of people shy away from asking for help, mentorship, coaching. No, that person will just help you make a better version of you, or help you, right? So ask if you think you need help. Another very very important thing that I missed saying is align your vision to your family life. Your family should know what you want, right? The moment you align your goals to your family and vice versa, they understand that they will be the biggest support. And touch wood, God's grace, my biggest support has been my husband, and both of them, my husband and my son, they are the biggest support in my life. The reason being, they know, this is her purpose, this is what she wants to do. And there are, see, I have time, right? I hope that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. So I just went with that flow. So there are, see, I said that I wanted work life balance, and I wanted to spend more time with my son, and that's the reason I chose my career. But there are times, and I'm being very honest, I feel sad saying this, but there are times when I have not been able to I'm not around for his sports day or annual day or parents teachers meeting, because at times when work calls, you have to go, right? And I remember 2 years back, my husband and I, we didn't celebrate our anniversary together because I was in Bombay, and my brother-in-law and my client, I celebrated my anniversary with them. So what I'm trying to say is, the moment you have aligned your goals and your vision with your family, they will be there to support you, and it's very very important that you have their support, and then there's no looking back.
Yeah, and if people would like to know the tips, how do you align? Because normally getting support from, yeah, they do understand cost, but at times they also feel your importance that you should be there, Aruna. This is something
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
Family function today.
yeah,
We do understand your
yes,
purpose, your calling.
yeah,
But then
yeah.
I don't know, things works.
I lost. I think I lost you in between. Sorry.
Okay, so I was just saying, if you're saying about aligning your family with that thing, I think it doesn't come easily. It doesn't come easily. It
True, true. It doesn't.
doesn't come
You
easily.
have to be very open and brutally honest about what you want, and I'm sure when they see the passion, they will support you. They
Yeah.
will support you,
Yes,
right?
I agree to that thing, because if they see the passion in you, nobody will stop you. Nobody, because if you are taking one step, two step, and they see your commitment, they will say the person is doing a good job. Because what I believe, every human soul is a divine soul. So once they observe or they see a person doing something good, they don't want to be a hindrance or obstacles on the way. So the help
Right.
comes, the alignment comes.
Absolutely, it does. It
Thank
does.
you so much, Aruna, for being with us on Simple Life. It was pleasure having you here. And It's my just hope and wish whenever I do such kind of, I get a chance by God's grace to meet people like you, that through this interview and your valuable time, you have shared your beautiful life journey. They get inspired. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Leena, for inviting me for this interview. And as I said, there was a connect, right? When we spoke for the first time, there was a connect between us. There was something wherein I felt I should, again, instinct that I should do this interview. And thank you for connecting a lot of dots for me. I really appreciate that. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.